Hello and good morning, and welcome to Get Up and Game, where we like to start every day off right with a game on the table. My name's Josh, and today the game on my table is Marvel Champions by Fantasy Flight Games. We're going to be taking up Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, against Taskmaster. Taskmaster has teamed up with Red Skull, and they've used the Reality Stone to change the world into one that the villains control. Taskmaster's job has been to round up and hunt down all the heroes to imprison them. Bruce Banner was one of the few to escape, and he has been working on a plan underground to prepare himself to be ready to rescue his friends and to take Taskmaster down once and for all. Today I'm playing Bruce Banner in the Justice aspect, in a deck I like to call Bruce Banner Breathing Meditations, because it focuses on the meditation card to bring out expensive cards like Beat Cop and Helicarrier early in the game to try to prepare him for an assault later in the game. Unlike many Hulk decks that focus on rushing down the villain, that's not my particular playstyle, so I'm going to see if we can hang out in Bruce Banner form for as much of the game as possible and try to only flip into the Hulk when it's absolutely necessary. Taskmaster here, we're playing him in Standard with the Weapon Master modular encounter set. He only has one main scheme in play, hunting down heroes. It has 12 threat. It currently starts at 1. He also starts with the side scheme Hydra Patrol in play with 2 threat, and it is a crisis icon, so I have to deal with this before I can remove any threat from hunting down heroes. The Hulk has 18 health. Taskmaster has 13. I have a new mat and some new tokens I'm trying out. I'm pretty excited about how this is all going to go. Will all of Bruce Banner's preparation be enough to take down Taskmaster today? Alright, we're going to start the game off by drawing Bruce Banner's opening hand of 5 cards. A Beat Cop and a Meditation, Nick Fury, Suborbital Leap, and Foiled. Well, we don't want any Hulk cards to start the game. We're going to go ahead and discard Suborbital Leap. And we're not going to be able to afford Nick. Well, we'll keep Nick just in case. We'll discard Foiled. We're going to draw 2 more cards. We're going to use Bruce Banner's Alter Ego ability, Experimental Research. Draw 1 card, choose, and discard 1 card from your hand. You can only do that once. Well, we drew a Meditation and already had a Meditation. We can only play one of those around. So we're going to go ahead and discard that. Well, it's not that we can't play more than one, but you have to exhaust your Alter Ego, so it would be difficult to play more than one. Now we're going to exhaust Bruce to play a Meditation to reduce a card's cost by 3 to get a Helicarrier into play. We're going to go ahead and exhaust the Helicarrier and discard 2 other cards to play a Beat Cop. And then we're going to exhaust the Beat Cop to reduce the threat of a scheme by 1. We're going to take 1 threat off the Hydra Patrol. That adds 1 threat to the Beat Cop. And that is all we can do for Bruce Banner's turn. Let's see what Taskmaster has in store for us. So the first thing we have to do is raise the threat on the main scheme by 1. Go ahead and do that over there. It does have a response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player in hero form must choose to either place 1 threat here or take 1 damage, but we are not in hero form, so we don't have to worry about that. And now Taskmaster wants to scheme against us because we are in Alter Ego form. He has a scheme of 1, and the boost icons are 0. The boost is if you're in hero form, take a damage. Otherwise, place 1 threat on the main scheme. So that will add 1 threat to the main scheme, and Taskmaster's scheming will also add 1 threat. Taskmaster's ability is after a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. Well, we haven't changed to hero form, so we don't worry about that, but what we did forget to do is draw our hand for the next round. So we'll set that aside. And now we just have the encounter card. A Hydra Hunter. Hydra Hunter's attack scheme, piercing and ranged. He has 2 scheme and 2 attack and 3 health. Well, we'll see what we can do about him. Alright, back to the Hulk's turn. Alright, the first thing we're going to use is Experimental Research again. Draw a card, choose to discard a card from our hand. We're going to go ahead and discard Counterintelligence. And then we are going to, oh, I forgot to ready all my cards. There we go. We are going to exhaust the Beat Cop to reduce this threat to 0, adding another threat to the Beat Cop. And that gets rid of Hydra Patrol. When Hydra Patrol is defeated, we have to search for a Hydra minion and put it into play engaged with us. We're going to go find the same minion everybody finds when one completes a Hydra Patrol. The Hydra Regular, or as I like to call him, Reggie. Reggie does have the ability Insight 1, but it's only when the card is revealed. And Hydra Patrol has a search for it and then put it into play. So that is not considered revealed. So we don't have to worry about that ability. And now we are going to flip into hero form as the Hulk. And when we do so, we have to discard a card to see if Taskmaster noticed us entering his compound. He noticed us pretty well. We take 2 damage. Here's the Hulk's life to 16. He can take it. He has a lot of health. And then, since we're in Hulk form, we're going to take advantage of that and play Thunderclap using Limitless Strength. You can only play this card in hero form. Gives me 3 strength icons, or resources rather. Thunderclap, choose up to 3 different enemies, deal 3 damage to each of them. Well, that's going to be enough to knock out the Hydra Hunter, to knock out Reggie. And we're going to reduce Taskmaster by 3. He's down to 10. Then we are going to use the Helicarrier and an energy to bring Agent Coulson into play. When he enters play, you get to search your deck and discard pile for a preparation and add it to your hand. Well, that counterintelligence we discarded a little bit ago was a preparation, so I'm going to grab that and add it to my hand. We're going to use the Strength double resource to put it into play. So that's something I can use later to prevent 3 threat from going onto to a scheme. We're going to attack with Hulk for 3, bringing Taskmaster down to 7. Agent Coulson is going to exhaust to thwart 2 threat off the main scheme, bringing it down to 2. He does take a damage for doing that. And I think that is everything for our turn. We're going to go ahead and ready everything. We're going to remember to draw our hand this time. If I had had any cards left in my hand, I would have been forced to discard them because that is Hulk's special ability. But I used all my cards, so I don't have to worry about that. And that is the end of my hero turn. So going back to the villain phase, the first thing that happens is the threat increases by 1. And now that we're in hero form, we have to decide whether or not to add another threat or take a damage. We're going to take a damage. So we're down to 15. Now Taskmaster wants to attack us. He has 2 attack. And I think we're just going to let that happen. The Hulk has plenty of health left. So he's attacking us for 2 plus 1 is 3. The Hulk is down to 12. And our encounter card is Mimicry. When revealed in hero form, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If an attack card was discarded this way, Taskmaster is going to attack us again. There's a decent chance that's going to happen. No. No, but I am sad to see a Hulk smash gone. No, no, and no. Well, I lost 5 cards, but Taskmaster didn't attack me again, so I'm okay with that. And it's back to us. Alright, for our turn, we're going to start off by attacking Taskmaster with the Hulk, dealing 3 more damage. He's down to 4. We're actually not going to activate Agent Coulson this turn, but we are going to activate the Beat Cop to reduce the threat by 1 more. Adding another threat, we're going to change that out to a 3. Really liking this this new mat, and these tokens are really, really nice. And now we're going to switch back to Bruce Banner form. Still exhausted, so we won't be able to use a meditation, but we don't have one, so that's okay. We're going to use experimental research to draw a card and discard a card. We're going to discard a movable object. We're going to exhaust the Helicarrier and discard Lockjaw and Boundless Rage to bring another Beat Cop into play. Exhaust him to remove one more threat from the main scheme, adding token to him. We have a power on all of us left in our hand. I think we're just going to go ahead and keep it. And I think that is all we're going to do this turn. So we're going to ready everything up. Didn't use Coulson. And we're going to keep the power on all of us, draw 4 more cards, Limitless Strength, Quinn Carrier, Suborbital Leap, and Foiled. Just realizing they're not really in the shot, but that's okay. I'll tell you what they are. Okay, I'm liking the look of that. On to the villain phase. We add 1 threat to the main scheme. It's back up to 2. And now Taskmaster is going to scheme for 1 plus nothing. So we're just going to go ahead and let that. We could use counterintelligence to prevent it, but there doesn't seem to be a good reason to do right now. And our encounter card is another Reggie. Well, welcome back, buddy. He does have Insight 1. It does activate this time, so it adds 1 threat to the main scheme. So we're up to 4 there. But that is everything for the villain phase. So far, it looks like Bruce Banner's plans are paying off. Let's see if that can continue. All right, let's start off the turn with experimental research. We drew, a Machine Man. Okay, that is an interesting prospect for the turn. We're going to use both of our Beat Cops to reduce the threat on the main scheme by 2. So it's down to 2. Beat Cop number 1 now has 4 tokens on him, and Beat Cop number 2 now has 2. I can use these Beat Cops, in addition to removing threat, I can also exhaust them to defeat minions by discarding them. But we don't want to do that just yet, but it's a nice insurance policy for later in the game. When I'm ready to really start doing some damage, I can use them to clear out the minions. There are some guard minions in this deck, so it's a nice way to remove those from my face. Next, we would like to play Machine Man onto the table. I really like using him and the Hulk because if you have leftover cards that you're going to have to discard anyway, you can just use them to use his ability, which says that you can spend up to 3 resources of any type to give him +1 thwart and +1 attack, or the use that you're either thwarting or attacking. So it's a nice way to use the Hulk's extra cards. Speaking of the Hulk, I think we are going back up into Hulk form so that we can play Limitless Strength, which again is 3 resources, but only in hero form. We're going to use those 3 to play the Quinn Carrier. I have to be an Avenger to play Quinn Carrier, so I had to be the Hulk to play that either way. We're going to go ahead and attack Taskmaster for 3 more with the Hulk, bringing him down to 1. And then we're going to let Machine Man finish him off, and we're not going to add anything to it. We're just going to attack him for 1, which will bring him to 0, defeating the first form of Taskmaster. We go to Taskmaster version 2, who increases his scheme a little bit. He does deal us an encounter card when we defeat his first form. And then his other ability is the same as it was before. And he now has 16 hit points. So a little bit tougher than he was the first time around. Next, we'll exhaust the Helicarrier and the Quinn Carrier and discard a copy of Foiled to play Suborbital Leap. It's Hulk's Thwart card. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, or 5 if you paid for it with only punch resources. Well, we didn't, but there's only 2 threat on the main scheme. We're going to go ahead and reduce that to 0 just to take care of that. Coulson is going to continue to not do anything, but he's a nice insurance policy to remove 2 threat later if we need him to. Machine Man should have taken a damage when he attacked. Let's put that on there. And I think that's all we're going to do for this turn. Let's go ahead and ready everything up. Draw our hand of 4 cards in Hulk form. We did get a Hulk Smash. Will this be Taskmaster's last turn? Let's see. We have 1 threat to the main scheme. We are in hero form, so we have to decide if we're going to take a damage or place a threat. We'll go ahead and place the threat. We have a pretty strong cushion there. Taskmaster is going to attack the Hulk for 2. We're going to allow it to happen. 2, 3, 4. Hulk is down to 8. And we do have 2. Oh, wait. When I flipped into hero form, I forgot to I forgot to flip the top card, didn't I? Okay, well, we'll just take the damage from this one. It's 3. That seems fair. We're down to 5. When I flipped into Hulk form this turn, I should have flipped the top card and taken damage, and it just slipped my mind. So we caught it up there. I'm at 5 health, and I have 2 encounter cards to deal with. The first one being Advance. The villain's going to scheme. He schemes now for 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're going to discard Counterintelligence. When any amount of threat be placed on the main scheme, discard Counterintelligence to prevent 3 of it. So we're only going to add 2. It goes up to 4. And the other card, I also forgot to have Reggie attack me, didn't I? Gosh, I'm sorry. Down to 3. There we go. A Weapon Master. The villain attacks you. If they have a weapon attachment, this card gains surge. Well, they don't have a weapon. They are going to attack me. This is where Coulson's going to step in. Taking a lot of damage this round. I don't want to take any more. So Coulson is blocking. Taskmaster is attacking for 2, plus 1 is 3. That is enough to defeat Coulson. Sadly, that guy just never seems to make it to the end. And I think that's the end of the villain phase. So back to us. We're going to exhaust the Helicarrier. To reduce the cost of Crushing Blow by 1, it says you can only spend punch resources to pay for this card, but reducing the cost to 0, so we don't have to spend any resources. And we deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. Our attack is 3. That brings him down from 16 to 13. And then if you played Hulk before, you know that 13 is a magic number. We're going to exhaust the Quincarrier for 1 resource, discard 2 cards for 2 more resources to play Hulk Smash when you make a basic attack, which we're going to go ahead and do that right now. You get plus 10 attack for that attack, and if you paid for this card using only punch resources, the attack gains overkill. I didn't, but we're not going to worry about overkill. We're just going to go straight to Taskmaster for 13, bringing him all the way down to 0. And it looks like all of Bruce Banner's plans were effective, and we have succeeded in defeating Taskmaster. On standard, that actually felt pretty easy. Let's go ahead and shuffle up again and try it on expert and see if it's such an easy time. All right, the Hulk got a win on standard, so now he's feeling cocky. He wants to try again on expert. So we've got the Taskmaster starting on his 2-stage form. We've shuffled in the expert cards. And we have to deal ourselves an encounter card per his stage 2 ability. The threat is back down to 1. He has 16 health. I have 18. 2 threat back on Hydra Patrol. Let's see how it goes. Power on all of us. Helicarrier. Crushing Blow. Agent Coulson. And foiled. Let's go ahead and discard these 2 cards to draw 2 new ones. Let's use Bruce Banner's Experimental Research to draw a card, discard a card. We're going to use the Power in All of Us, Foiled, and Agent Coulson to bring out Nick Fury. We're going to use his ability to let us draw 3 more cards. Really hoping to see a meditation or some more resources, and we didn't. So we're just going to use 4 cards to bring in an Avengers Mansion. Nick is going to exhaust to remove 2 threat from the Hydra Patrol. When that is defeated, we have to go get a Reggie. Hello, Reggie. Nick does take a consequential damage for warding. We are going to go into Hulk form, which means we have to reveal the top card and take 3 damage. Wow, Taskmaster really sees us coming this time. So we're going down to 15. We're going to attack. Should I take out Reggie? Should I play the long game? Should probably play the long game. We'll take out Reggie. Not going to use my mansion because I'm just going to have to discard the card anyway, and there's nothing I can draw that I could play. We're going to call that the turn. So we'll draw my hand. Interesting, interesting. All right, going to the villain phase. We're going to add 1 threat to the main scheme. We're going to... Do I want to add another threat or do I want to take a damage? I've already taken a big chunk. Nick's going to block this attack. I think we're just going to take the damage. So we're going down to 14. Now Taskmaster wants to attack. We're going to block with Nick. He is attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we've gotten rid of 3 boost cards, 3 triple boosts. So I guess that's good. Nick has been defeated. We have 2 encounter cards to deal with. The first one is a Hydra Hunter. I don't have a cute nickname for him. And Photographic Reflexes. This one we attach to Taskmaster, and when we deal damage to him, he's going to block it and deal the same amount of damage back to us. So we need to find a easy way to deal a small amount of damage. Back to the Hulk. Alright, we're going to start off by exhausting the Avengers Mansion to draw a card. It's a Quinn Carrier. Huh. I was really definitely going to Hulk Smash. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Photographic Reflexes is in play. That would be the absolute worst thing to do. Well, good. That makes my choice easier then. We're going to... Oh, but I do kind of want to knock out the Hydra Hunter. But I want to play Meditation. This is... Okay, we're just going to exhaust. Or that's not how you exhaust. You exhaust that way. To punch the Hydra Hunter for 3. He has 3 health, so he has been defeated. We're going to use the Hulk Smash we're not going to play. And a double resource to get the Quinn Carrier onto the board. We use the Quinn Carrier and Meditation to bring in a counter intelligence. And we are going to go back to Bruce Banner form. And that is not how you exhaust cards. That's how you exhaust cards. Sorry, it's these new tokens, this new mat. I'm still getting used to using them. And I think that is how we're going to end our turn. So we're going to ready, draw 5 cards. That is a whole bunch of Hulk cards. Don't know that we're going to do much as Bruce next turn. We'll see. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. We're not in hero form, so we don't have to worry about the hunting down heroes special ability. Taskmaster is going to scheme for 2, 3. We'll go ahead and discard counterintelligence to prevent all of it. And then our encounter card for the turn is Weapon Master. He's going to scheme again. If he had a villain, or sorry, if he had a weapon, this would surge, but he doesn't, thankfully. He's going to scheme for 4 more. So it is up to 7. We definitely need to do something about that. All right, back to us. All right, I'm not loving my options here. So the first thing we're going to do is exhaust the Avengers Mansion to draw a card. And then we're going to use Experimental Research to draw another card and discard a card. The options are not improving. We're going to discard a Thunderclap because we really just need to get rid of that Photographic Reflexes. I was hoping to draw an ally to kind of plink him for 1 or 2, but that didn't happen. And I only have Hulk cards, so I kind of have to go to Hulk form. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to flip into Hulk form, which means we take 2 more damage. We're down to 12. We should probably reduce the threat. Hulk does have a decent threat card if you can afford it. We're going to pay 1 fist resource to 3 fist resources to play Suborbital Leap. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, or 5 if you paid for it using only punch resources, which we did. So it's going down to 2. Feeling a lot more comfortable about that. I think we're just going to have to attack to get rid of that. We can't have that Photographic Reflexes on the board the whole game. We haven't even damaged Taskmaster yet. We're at 12. Should I wait 1 more turn and hope to draw an ally? I guess that's what we'll do. We'll use Genius to bring Banner's Laboratory into play. I can't use it. Only Bruce Banner can use that. We're going to end up discarding Unstoppable Force. And we are not going to attack because I don't want to take 3 more damage. All right, that is the end of the hero phase. Let's draw our 4 cards. Put 1 on the main scheme, and we're actually going to put another one on. That seems risky, but I can only take so much damage. You know what? No, we're not. We're going to take a damage because I'm going to defend. So I'm going down to 11. Taskmaster's attacking for 2 plus a boost. Yeah, I think I'm just... Hulk puts you in some tough spots sometimes. Yeah, let's go ahead and defend. Attacking for 2, 3, so I take no damage. And then the encounter card for the turn is Hunted by Hydra. It has Insight 1. That's moving the threat up to 4. When revealed, each player in hero form takes 1 damage. We're going down to 10. And discards a card at random from their hand. You know, this hand is so bad, I'm almost not sad about it. It is a meditation. Wasn't going to be able to play that anyway since I already exhausted Hulk. But these things should not be exhausted. And that is back to us. So we're going to use the Avengers Mansion to draw a card. See if we can find something useful to play. Okay, we can play some things here. We're going to go ahead and use Limitless Strength while we're in hero form to bring Quake into play. We're going to use the energy to bring Counterintelligence out. We're going to flip to banner form. There's not really much else we can do. But with a Counterintelligence, at least I can prevent the threat, and maybe I can draw a better hand to prepare for next round. That is not how you exhaust. Oh, these new tokens. Okay, so we're going to ready everything up. We're going to end the turn there. Quake is going to go ahead and attack for 2. We need to knock this thing out. So he doesn't take 2 damage. I do, but that's okay. We have to get rid of that. So that is that. We're going to draw our hand of 5 cards. And see what we see. So we're going to move 1 threat onto the main scheme. He is now scheming for 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually have a foiled card in our hand. I think instead of using our Counterintelligence, we're going to discard foil to prevent all 3, or not discard, but play foil to prevent all 3 of the boost icons from the villain schemes. So he's just going to add 2. It goes to 7. Our card is a Hydra Soldier. Okay, back to Bruce Banner. All right, next up, we're going to draw a card with the Mansion. We're going to draw a card with Experimental Research to discard a card, draw and discard. We're going to discard Lockjaw. He can be played from your discard pile, so there's no reason not to discard him. We are going to exhaust the Quinn Carrier and Banner's Laboratory, which is a resource generator, to play Machine Man. Get him out there to help us do some damage, do some thwarting maybe. All right, I think it's time to go back into Hulk form. We're going to flip over, which means we have to see how much damage we take. We take 2 damage. So we are down to 6. We definitely need to be careful about that. But we are going to get to do some damage to Taskmaster finally. We've got limitless Strength and a Hulk Smash. So we are going to attack for 3 plus 10 or 13. We paid for it with all physical resources, so we're going to do overkill. So we're going to attack the Hydra Soldier. 4 of it's going to go into him. And that's going to leave 9 left over to hit Taskmaster. He's going to go from 16 down to 7. When the Hydra Soldier is defeated, it does deal me an extra encounter card. Because if you cut 1 head off the Hydra, something, 2 more, blah, blah. Okay. So we get that. I've got... I don't think I can use the cards that are in my hand. I really wish I could play Unstoppable Force, but I don't have the resources for it. However, I can use Machine Man and or Quake. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate Machine Man and put these 2 cards into him to pump up his stats by 2. And we're going to thwart the main scheme for 3, bringing that down to 4. Seems like we better play that safe. And we're going to keep Quake as a blocker. I believe that is all I can do for my turn. So we're going to ready everything up. Starting to get the hang of using these tokens as ready and exhaust tokens instead of turning the cards. Hulk draws 4 cards. Got 1 left. And on to the villain phase. So we add 1 threat to the main scheme. It's up to 5. We're in hero form, so we have to decide to take a damage or add a threat. And that is a good question, actually. If I add a threat, it goes up to 6 of 12. It's halfway there. Let me check my hand. I finally might get a beat cop out. but I'd still prefer to keep the threat. I am going to... Man, I'm really having a hard time deciding. I think I'm going to take the damage. I'm really concerned about losing to threat. So we're going to go down to 5. And then Taskmaster is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost. Quake is going to be ever so kind to block this for us. 2, 3. Quake is defeated. And then we have 2 encounter cards to resolve. The first one is a combat knife, so he's going to be attacking with +1. And exhaustion, so here's the first of our expert cards. It's going to surge, and it exhausts us, which is so bad for the Hulk. That is really unfortunate. And it surged into a captured by Hydra. Comes into play with 5 threat. Put one of these little stars on there for 5. If I can get rid of it, I can get one of the captive allies, but again, like I said last time, it just seems unlikely. All right, but that is the end of the villain phase. Back to the hero phase. You know what? I think I might actually be able to get one of those captive allies after all. We're going to draw a card with Avengers Mansion. It's a meditation. That does exhaust our deck, so we have to reshuffle. Of course, we take an encounter card when that happens. Pop that back in there. Okay, because I have a suborbital leap and I have plenty of punch resources to pay for it with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exhaust the Quinn Carrier and discard Immovable Object and Crushing Blow to play Suborbital Leap. Since I paid for it with all punch resources, I can move 5 threat from A Scheme, which is going to be the Captured by Hydra. This gets removed from the game completely, and we get one of these allies at random. Technically, you're supposed to put it on there when the scheme comes out, but I always just grab one off the pile. And it comes into our hand. We got Moon Knight. We'll look at him here. So what's neat about these allies is they all cost 0 to play, but if you spend a certain type of resource, they get a cool bonus. So Moon Knight has 2 thwart and 2 attack, 3 health. And after I play him, if I use a wild resource, I get to draw 2 cards. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a wild resource because I exhausted my Quinn Carrier. I wish I had kind of considered that possibility, but that's okay. So now, I think I'm just going to play him just to get him down because, well, maybe I should save him. I'll have a wild resource next turn. Drawing 2 cards seems good. I know this is probably a terrible idea, but I'm really tempted to keep all these cards in my hand for next turn. I would never normally recommend keeping 3 cards, but I really want to play all of these, so I'm going to. We're going to flip to our alter ego. I could draw a card and discard a card, but I'm quite happy with the cards I have. So yeah, I think we're just going to stop right there. Wait, I haven't used Machine Man. I think I want to save him for the turns I can really pump him up. Okay, let's go with this. So we're going to ready everything. We're going to draw just 2 more cards. And we're going to see how this goes. So the threat goes up by 1. The Taskmaster is now attacking us, or no, he's scheming rather, for 2 plus a boost. So it's going to be 2, 3. Might as well use counterintelligence to prevent all of that, because that's what it's there for. And we're going to have 2 encounter cards to deal with. 1 because we exhausted our deck, and 1 just because that's what happens now. First one is Gang Up in Alter Ego. It simply surges into an Assault, which simply surges into another Captured by Hydra. So we're going to put 5 threat back on that. And our other encounter card is an Advance. Oh, this is not good. The Villain schemes. So he's going to scheme. I don't think I have a foiled. I do not. He's going to scheme for 2. Only 2. So it goes up to 8. It's getting really scary. It's an 8 of 12, but we haven't lost yet. All right, back to us. All right, I'm going to see if I can get away with 1 more turn of just trying to prepare, and then if we can get a little bit more set up, I'm hoping to go into damage mode and try to take down Taskmaster as quickly as we can. I think we're starting to lose the battle with threat, and I'm really afraid if we don't try to end this game soon, it's not going to end in our favor. So we are going to exhaust the Mansion to draw a card. It's another meditation. We're going to exhaust the Quinn Carrier for a wild resource so that when we play Moon Knight, we get to draw 2 cards. Interesting. Okay, we are going to exhaust Bruce Banner. Wait, have we used experimental research yet? No, we have not. Right? Yeah, because I drew a meditation with... Yep. So we're going to use experimental research. We're going to draw a card and discard a card. All right, we're going to discard his meditation because we can't play two of them anyway. We're going to play a meditation to use it to get a beat cop onto the table. We're just going to put him out here. And we're going to exhaust him immediately. To remove a threat, we're down to 7. He gets a token. I'm wondering if I should thwart also with Moon Knight. Taskmaster is at 5. I know I said I wanted to build up, but I drew a limitless strength, and I hate to waste that by not going to hero form. So that is what we're exhausted. Okay, this is going to be fine. We're going to flip to hero form. We are going to take some damage. That's pretty scary. 2 damage. Oh boy, we're down to 3. Oh boy. Okay, and we are exhausted. We're going to use a limitless strength to pay for an unstoppable force. That's going to allow us to ready Hulk, and since I used all physical, it lets me draw a card into a lockjaw. We are going to use a double resource and lockjaw to bring out another beat cop and make some room for him. We're going to go ahead and immediately exhaust him to reduce one more threat. We're going to leave that captured by Hydra there. I don't think I'm going to spend the effort trying to get another ally. Would be super helpful, but I really feel like I need to keep the main threat down. We've got this copy of foil we're not going to be able to keep because we're in hero form and Hulk can't hold on to cards. We are going to go ahead and attack for 3. That brings him down to 4. And I might as well... Let's see. Machine Man can attack for 2 potentially. I can knock him down to his next form. That is going to get me an extra card. I'm going to, though. So we're going to... Actually, I don't even need to discard that. We're going to attack with Machine Man and Moon Knight, dealing 3 damage total to Taskmaster. That will be enough to flip him to his 3rd form. He's going to 17 hit points. Wait, no. I'm looking at the wrong health again. He had 4 health. I will discard foiled to get Machine Man up to 2. That's fine. We still had we're still able to do 4 damage. That'll bring him to 0. We go to the next form. Takes him up to 17. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. He still has his knife. And he is in his level 3 form, so we'll just denote that with these tokens here. And I think, let's see, the beat cops are exhausted. Quincare, yep, everything's exhausted. I didn't use the laboratory. All right, so all we have to do is 17 damage. If we get very, very lucky, we might be able to do it next turn, but we're just going to have to wait and see. So we're going to ready all of our exhausted cards. We're going to draw 4 cards. Helicarrier, Beat Cop, Limitless Strength, Hulk Smash. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think, if we can just survive, we might be able to do this. I'm not certain. I haven't mathed it all out yet, but it's looking really positive. Okay, so we're going into the villain phase. I'm really hoping I didn't forget anything. This is going to go up by 2, so it's at 8. I don't have any way to prevent any extra threat, so if he schemes or something, I'm in real trouble. So we raise the threat by 2. We are going to take a damage instead of adding another threat. No. Yeah, we're going to take the damage. I'm so nervous. Now he wants to attack us for 4 plus a boost. I think Moon Knight is probably the one to take this hit. I have more potential damage with Machine Man. So Moon Knight is going to block this. It's attacking for 4, 5. Moon Knight is defeated. I have 2 encounter cards. Come on, be easy stuff. Another capture by Hydra. That's easy. That's easy. And no. Inner Demons. This is Bruce Banner's obligation. Give them change your form. You don't have a choice. Then, if you are Bruce Banner, discard 2 cards from your hand and discard this obligation. Okay, we might be okay. We're going to discard these 2. We still have Limitless Strength and Hulk Smash. We might be okay. And it is back to our turn. So, just have to deal 17 damage. There's no guard minions. There's nothing preventing us. We just have to be able to do it. We're going to draw a card with Avengers Mansion. We're going to use Experimental Research to draw a card and discard a card. Nick Fury. Well, try as I might, I cannot play Hulk Smash and Nick Fury. Let's see if I think we might have this. Oh, but I'm at 2. When I flip, oh, this is, oh my gosh. If I flip over and I take 2 damage, I die. But if I don't, I win. We're going for it. It all comes down to this. The deck is about half and half with 1s and 2s. There's a few 3s and a few 0s. So we're flipping to hero form. Oh my gosh, my heart is racing. This is a 2 or a 3, we lose. It's a 2. No! Okay. Yeah. I don't know if there's something I could have done different. I mean, I could have played it safe, obviously, and just not flipped up. Could have healed, but because I could have exhausted, did a Hulk Smash for 13, brings him down to 4, and I could have attacked with Machine Man for 1, 2, 3. No, I guess I didn't have enough anyway. I thought I had one more resource for some reason. Well, in that case, I definitely should have just played it safe and waited one more turn. Oh well, the game was getting tight. I wasn't able to reduce it. I could have reduced the threat a little bit. Oh well, we're not gonna worry about it. That was a fun game. Hulk came really close. I think if I played this a few more times, could probably get this win. But we're gonna call it there. This was a really fun scenario to play. I'm really coming around on Hulk. I was never a fan of the rush style. I think I said at the beginning, but I think there are ways to play Hulk where you don't have to rush. And I think this one kind of works. Now, it wouldn't work on every scenario. You know, I kind of picked this one because I like the theme of it, but I also, you know, he has 12 threat on his main scheme. So you have room to allow yourself to stay in Alter Ego. This wouldn't work against a lot of villains, but I still think it's a fun deck, and it will be included in the description below. I want to thank you so much for joining me for my 3rd ever YouTube video. Really having a good time. Still trying to get comfortable being talking on camera and with everything. Still trying to improve with every video. I appreciate your kindness and patience. If you have any constructive criticisms for me, or if you noticed any gameplay mistakes or just want to say hi, please feel free to leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind liking it and even subscribing to the channel. I'm planning on bringing a lot more Marvel Champions playthroughs. I'm actually going to start playing the Lord of the Rings card game on Dragon cards very soon. That might be my next video. So I'm going to start branching out into other games, though it will mostly be Marvel Champions because it is my favorite game. But again, I just want to thank you for coming by, and I'm going to see you next time. You have a great day. Bye.